Hello, my name is Mr. Hillesheim, and I'm doing this video on how to read the details on Infinite Campus. I am your son or daughter's 6th grade math teacher, and I just want to help you to understand kind of how to go through those details with your son or daughter, or to really understand what is it that the grade actually means. So the first thing that I want to just do is I want to show you an example of what the grades will look like for the student. So here's kind of just an example of what it's going to look like. You can see their progress grade is right here up at the top. And then you can see the ABCs of learning, which are going to be these first three right here. And they don't have any weight on the grade, but it is there for you as a parent to just kind of have an understanding on how your student's behavior is in class, or kind of what their attitude's like in class. Then if you can look here at the next part, the formative quick quizzes. So when I go to the formative quick quizzes, you will notice that they're worth 25% of their grade. So these are 4-question quick quizzes, and they are what they sound like, very quick. But the students do have the opportunity to retake. So if you look down here, you will notice that we've taken a couple quick quizzes already. So right here is one quick quiz, here's the other quick quiz. You will also notice that I've written a comment in here that says needs to complete the proof of practice on Moodle in order to retake by the test retake deadline. This is just to simply notify the student and the parent that the child did not perform very well on the quick quiz, and therefore they should think about retaking the quick quiz. In order for a student to retake the quick quiz, they will need to complete a proof of practice. This proof of practice can be found on Moodle. So I will go to Moodle right now, and I will show you where that proof of practice could be found. So when I go onto the Moodle page, your student has access to this. And when I go on there, I'm going to go down to target 1 because I believe that's the target that it told me that I needed to retake. Target 1, quick quiz, number 1, order of operations. So that's the target that I need to go to, where I need to find my proof of practice. So I go on to here, target 1, under order of operations, and I'm going to scroll down to the assessments part of it. And you will notice that here's the quick quiz. So if I click on this, the students should be able to access and see what score they got. They should also see a comment there that tells them how they did off of it. So it might tell them, way to go, you got 100%. It might tell them that they got 75%. So if they miss 1, if they miss 2, then it's probably going to tell them that they need to complete a proof of practice in order to retake. So once they've completed this proof of practice, so right down here, POP is going to stand for proof of practice. And when they do this, they need to get 100% on it. Once they have completed it, this checkbox right here is going to have a blue check mark in it, just as these do right up here. So that's going to be a really good indicator to ask your student if they have completed the proof of practice. If they say yes, then you can just ask to see. Let me see that checkbox down by the proof of practice to make sure that you have 100%. Once that has shown up, this quick quiz will then turn from gray into green. This part will be removed, and it says you need to achieve a required score in order of operations POP, which is referring to this assignment right here. In order for that to appear, the student has to get 100% on that. Now, let's say when the student retakes, this becomes their new score. Let's say things don't go as planned. Well, that's okay. we still have one more opportunity to retake. So as you will notice right down here, you'll see a second proof of practice. Again, they have to get 100% on it. And once they get 100% on it, this will occur green. The only thing with the retakes is the quick quiz retakes are not allowed to be done outside of school. So they have to be done during school time, during academic seminar, or during study lunch, a time like that. Sometimes a teacher may allow them to do them in class, but for me, it just depends on the structure of the day. Maybe on a review day before a test is always a good opportunity for students to retake during that time. If I go down to target number 2, you'll also see divisibility rules, which are the first 2 targets that we've taken quick quizzes on. You'll see the proof of practices also down here, and you can see the dotted boxes along with the gray showing up here. Again, once I get 100% on the proof of practice, the quick quiz retake will show up. So I think that should kind of help you to understand a little bit on how to do the quick quizzes part of it. And so now I'm going to look at the last part on this document, and that is going to be the homework part. Homework is only worth 5% of a student's grade. So I try to tell the students it's a lot like a sport, band, choir, drama, orchestra, anything like that. You need to do practice and you need to be able to make mistakes. You're not going to go out and just perform lights out right away from the get-go. And so that's what really the homework is it's just practice. So I don't make it a large part of their grade for the simple fact of I want them to make mistakes, because that's really the best way that we learn. What might be a little bit concerning though is if you happen to see an M down here. So you'll notice I have 4 homework assignments entered in right now, and these can all be found right here as the scores. A lot of the homework for this class is also entered in on Moodle. So it's really great for us as teachers to be able to track kind of what they're doing, but I think most importantly, it's really for the students. So I'm going to go back to my Moodle page. I'm going to show you kind of how we can access most of the homework assignments, at least out of the textbook. We have created this homework tab right here, and the students can click directly on this tab and it's going to take them to the homework page. So when I click on that tab, it is now taking me to a whole brand new homework page. So it has purple tabs, and when I put my cursor on it, it turns green. So we've taken the textbook assignments and we've created these assignments on Moodle so for the students to enter their answers in. This way they can check their answers as they go. The biggest thing that we don't want the students to do is to do an entire homework assignment incorrectly. That's one of the worst things that can happen to a student, really. And the reason behind that is now you've just trained your brain how to do a target incorrectly. And what we're going to have to do then is retrain your brain how to do that correctly. So we have to break that habit. So this really allows the students to just enter their grades in as they go. Again, you should see check marks here when they have entered their answers in based off of their score. So I try to roughly make sure that they're getting 75 to 80% on their homework assignment. They can always fix their mistakes that they've made. It grades it basically as they're going, so they really have the opportunity to fix their mistakes as they go when they're working on the homework assignment. So I've also put a couple other just examples for you to just have an understanding on what to look for. So in looking at this student, I'm looking at the divisibility rules, and I see that they have this missing. Why is this missing? This could be missing for a couple different reasons. One, the student could have been absent that day. Just because the student's absent doesn't mean that this will stay missing the entire time. I mark it as missing so that I know and the student knows that it's something that they have to make up. When a student is absent, they have 48 hours to make up any absent work for the whole day. So this may be something that has to be arranged with me to get it retaken, whether it's during class or it's study lunch or it's academic seminar. So, but it is something that we will make sure to get taken care of and get off of there so that they do have a grade in there. And then you'll also see that the order of operations with creating problems, that's a missing homework assignment. So the student could go onto Moodle and they should be able to access it. So I'll show you exactly how to access that. So if I go here, I'm going to go back to my Moodle page, and it should be under order of operations, because if I go back, it says order of operations. So that would tell me it's going to be under target 1 with order of operations. So I go under order of operations, and I'm looking for it, order of operations worksheet with creating problems. Right there is where the homework assignment can be found, and then if the student just clicks on it, they should be able to see what it was, and kind of, oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Yes, I remember he gave it to us in the first week. Okay, so that would be that homework assignment. And then another thing that's missing is this workbook page 102, numbers 1 through 3. That's also missing. So if I go back here to my Moodle page, that one should be on my homework site. So workbook page 102 right here. Oh, I don't have a check mark there. So maybe I need to do that homework assignment. That would be how you would get the homework assignments completed. Let's look at one more example that I have for you. So in looking at this one, I have 2 comments here for the quick quiz. So I have this one right here that needs to complete a proof of practice and retake. And then also the divisibility rules proof of practice needs to get done. My recommendation for this one would be that you retake one quick quiz at a time. Sometimes students are capable of retaking 2 different quick quizzes on the same day. But what I do find is a lot of times if they just focus on that one quick quiz, it really helps them overall to get that retaken and done. So if I go back to my Moodle page and then I go under the order of operations, the proof of practice I'm going to complete is this one right here. And then under the divisibility rules, I'm also going to complete this proof of practice to make sure that I can retake that. Again, I should be able to retake it during academic seminar on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or you might have to come in for study lunch to retake it as well. So hopefully this video has helped you to kind of have a better understanding on what does the infinite campus grades mean and how to just break it down and what you can do to help your child to be successful and just understand where to go to help improve their grade. If you have any questions, please contact me.